Okay, in modern India, we can start with fall of Mughals, the period of the great Mughals, which begins in 1526 with Babur's accession to the throne and ended with the death of the Aurangzeb in 1707. Aurangzeb's death marked the end of the era of the Indian history. When Aurangzeb died, the empire of the Mughals was the largest in India. Yet, within about 50 years of his death, the Mughal empire disintegrated. The reasons responsible for the decline of Mughal empire in India are: number one, war of succession. The Mughals did not follow the law of successions like law of primogeniture. Number one, consequently, each time a ruler died, a war of succession between brothers for the throne started. The awakened this weakened the Mughal empire, especially after Aurangzeb. The nobles, by siding with one contender or the other, increased their own power. More or less, that position is called kingmakers. Aurangzeb's policy. Aurangzeb failed to realize that the vast Mughal empire depended on the willing support of the people. Aurangzeb's religious orthodoxy and his policy towards the Hindu damaged the stability of Mughal empire. He lost the support of Rajput, who had contributed greatly to the strength of the empire. They had acted as a pillar supported, but Aurangzeb's policy turned them into bitter foes. The war with the Sikhs and the Marathas, the Jats and the Rajputs had drained the resources of the Mughal empire, and not less than that, weak successor of the Aurangzebs. The successor of the Aurangzebs were weak and become victim of the intrigue and conspiracies of the faction-ridden nobles. They were inefficiently generals and incapable of suppressing the revolt. The absence of the strong ruler, an efficient bureaucracy, and a capable army had made the Mughal empire weak. After Bahadur Shah's reign came a long list of weak, worthless, and luxury-loving kings. Next in row, empty treasure. Shah Jahan's zeal for construction had depleted the treasury. Aurangzeb's long war in the south had further drained the exchequer. Foreign invasion sapped the remaining strength of the Mughals and hastened the process of the disintegration. The invasion of Nadir Shah and Ahmad Shah Abdali resulted in the further drainage of wealth. These invasions shook the very stability of the empire, size of the empire, and challenges from the regional powers. The Mughals empire had become too large to be controlled by any ruler from the center, that is Delhi. The great Mughals were efficient and exercised control over ministry and army, but the latter Mughals were poor administrator and puppet in the hand of influential nobles. As a result, the distant provinces become independent. The rise of the independent states led to the disintegration of Mughal empire. A rise of the independent states in the 18th century. With the decline of Mughal empire, a number of provinces ascended from the empire and several independent states came into existence. First, Hyderabad. The state of Hyderabad was founded by Qamar Uddin Siddiqui, who was appointed Viceroy of the Deccan and the title of Nizamul Mulk by Emperor of Farrukhsiyar. 1712, he established a virtually independent state but returned to Delhi during the reign of Emperor Muhammad Shah. In 1724, he was reappointed Viceroy of Deccan and with the title of Asaf Jah. Next independent state which rules Bengal. Bengal in the 18th century comprised Bengal, Bihar and Orissa. Murshid Quli Khan was the Diwan of Bengal under Aurangzeb. Farooq Siyar appointed him Subedar governor of Bengal in 1717. Next in row is Awadh. The Suba of Awadh comprised Benares and some district near Allahabad. Sadat Khan Burhamul Mulk was appointed governor of Awadh by the Mughal emperor, but he soon became independent. Deterioration of land relation, Shah Jahan and Aurangzeb opted for Jagirs and Paybeki instead of paying directly from the state treasury into the official. Jagirs refer to the temporary allotment to the land official for their service, which may be according to the satisfaction of emperor. Paybeki refers to the revenue from the reserved land which were sent to the central treasury. There was a constant clash of interest between nobles and zamindars. Rise of Marathas consolidated their position in western India. They started making plans for a greater Maharashtra empire. The decline of Mughal empire was due to social, economic and political and institutional factor. By 1813, the British government took away the power that allowed the East India Company's monopoly, and later the company worked on behalf of government in 1857. The Indian Rebellion occurred, which promoted the British colonial office to exile the last emperor Bahadur Shah II and took complete control of the Indian subcontinent. Okay, this is all fall of the Mughal Empire, and that shut the door down to the medieval India and started the era of modern India. Please like, share, subscribe, and thank you very much.